A retired teacher, just an ordinary person like you, was sorting through a jar of old coins she'd collected over the years. She wasn't looking for anything special, just tidying up. Then she paused. Something about a tiny D on a 1970 dime caught her eye. Her hands trembled as she held it up. That small letter, almost invisible to the untrained eye, would change her life forever. Within months, she had sold it for over $800,000. Yes, $800,000 for a coin most people would spend without a second thought. But here's where it gets even more interesting. The 1970 D dime isn't just rare because of its age. There's a story behind every one, a mystery woven into the very metal. This coin is a survivor from a unique moment in U.S. Mint history. Only a limited number were struck at the Denver Mint, and even fewer escaped circulation without damage. Most ended up in pocket change, nickels and dimes fading into obscurity. Yet, a select few show specific characteristics that elevate their value into the stratosphere. So, what makes the 1970 D dime so valuable? It starts with the mint mark. That small D is more than just a letter. It's a signal to collectors that this coin belongs to an exceptionally limited run. But collectors don't just stop there. They examine the strike, the condition, the tiniest imperfections. And here's the kicker: some dimes carry errors. Misplaced mint marks, double dies, or variations in the engraving can multiply their value exponentially. Now, let me explain something most people don't realize. A circulated 1970 D dime in average condition might be worth around $50 to $150. That's already more than its face value, and yet it's just the tip of the iceberg. High-grade examples, coins that are nearly flawless, can fetch anywhere from $10,000 to over $100,000. And the rarest specimens? Collectors have paid upwards of $804,000. Yes, over $800,000 for a coin you might have in your change jar right now. But the story doesn't end with rarity. The excitement comes in discovery. Think about that retired teacher. Her life didn't change because she bought a coin. She didn't even know it was valuable. Her life changed because she recognized it, took the time to verify it, and understood its worth. And that's your chance right now. You could be sitting on a fortune and not even know it. How do you identify a 1970 D dime worth thousands, or even hundreds of thousands? Look closely at the mint mark. It should be a sharp, distinct D. Examine the coin strike. Check for any unusual doubling on the date or lettering. Inspect the edges for wear. And most importantly, consider its grade. Coins in pristine condition, especially those graded MS-65 or higher, are the ones that can reach jaw-dropping prices. Even subtle imperfections can affect the value drastically. And here's the part that shocks collectors. Every day, ordinary coins are spent, lost, or thrown away. That means every dime you check has the potential to be the next life-changing discovery. There are stories of garage sales, old piggy banks, and forgotten coin jars producing six-figure treasures. People who never imagined wealth found it in their hands, hidden in plain sight. Now, I know what you're thinking. This sounds too good to be true. But consider this, what most people don't understand is that coins aren't just money. They're history, they're art, they're a tangible form of wealth that has held value for centuries. And the 1970 dime? It's one of those rare artifacts that could secure your family's financial future, give you the freedom to live life on your own terms, and protect you in uncertain times. Here's a bold question. How many dimes have you spent this week without checking? Could one of them be your ticket to financial security? The window is closing because the more people discover these rare coins, the fewer remain unclaimed. And when collectors spot one in the wild, the competition is fierce. This is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, and it could be sitting in your own home, unrecognized. But before you rush to check your change, here's a tip. Take it slow. Study the coins carefully. Use a magnifying glass. Look for errors. Compare with authentic verified examples online or through grading services. One small oversight could mean missing a fortune. And yet, the thrill of discovery is what makes this so irresistible. Every dime you inspect is a potential story of wealth, excitement, and life-changing opportunity. And if you think this is only about money, think again. Finding a rare coin is about reclaiming a piece of history, connecting to generations past, and stepping into the legacy of American minting craftsmanship. It's about turning ordinary objects into extraordinary possibilities. And the best part? It's still within reach for anyone willing to look. So here's the final payoff. Check your coins. Seriously now. Don't wait until it's too late. That jar of dimes on your counter, the loose coins in your wallet, even old collections tucked away in drawers. They could contain a 1970 dime capable of changing your life forever. This isn't a dream. It's real. People are making millions today from coins they almost overlooked. You could be next. And remember, the clock is ticking. Each day, these rare dimes disappear from circulation, and each moment you hesitate is a moment someone else could claim a fortune that might have been yours. So take action, inspect your collection, and embrace the possibility that a single coin could provide security, freedom, and wealth for you and your loved ones. What could a life-changing discovery like this feel like? Imagine checking your change and finding a coin that instantly transforms your financial world. That's not just excitement. That's opportunity knocking at your door. Don't let it pass you by. Your 1970 dime could be waiting for you right now. And if you're hungry for more stories like this, more forgotten coins turning into unimaginable wealth, keep watching, because the next hidden treasure could be just a jar of change away. But remember, opportunities like this don't last forever, and history rewards those who act quickly. Your fortune could be hidden in plain sight, and it's time to find it. This isn't just any coin. I'm talking about the 1981 Mint Mark I dime, the kind of coin that, in the right hands, can fetch prices up to $800,000. Yes, you heard that right, hundreds of thousands of dollars for a single dime. A coin that cost 10 cents when it was minted. 10 cents. Let me ask you, How many dimes do you have in your drawer, your jar, or loose in your wallet right now? One of them could be a golden ticket. And the craziest part? Most people don't even know it exists. They've been sitting on fortunes, tossing them into vending machines or laundromats, unaware of what they hold. But here's the kicker. The moment you recognize it, your life could change. Suddenly, your humble dime isn't just money. It's security for your family, freedom to live life on your terms, the kind of wealth most people only dream about. And today, I'm going to show you exactly how to spot it, why it's worth so much, and what makes some examples almost priceless. So, stay with me. Because what comes next will blow your mind. ACT2. The story, mystery, and discovery. Let's start with the story. Meet Tom, a retired school teacher from Ohio. He wasn't looking for wealth. He wasn't even thinking about coins. One Saturday morning, as he sorted through a bag of change he had been saving for years, he noticed something unusual. A dime. Shiny, crisp, different. The D mint mark gleamed with a clarity that seemed almost unreal. He took it to his local coin shop, thinking it might be worth a few dollars. The expert examined it, eyes widening. "This is a 1981 D Mint Mark I dime," he said, "and it's one of the rarest coins in modern U.S. minting. This could be life-changing." Tom's hands shook. Could it really be worth thousands? Tens of thousands? And then came the news that would forever alter his life. Some examples of this coin have sold for nearly $800,000. One dime, a coin he had overlooked for decades. So, what makes the 1981 D dime so extraordinary? What turns a simple 10-cent coin into a collectible worth hundreds of thousands? It all starts with the mint mark. The 1981 D dime carries a small d, indicating it was minted in Denver. But here's where it gets even more interesting. The D on some of these coins was struck differently due to a rare die variety. Coin experts call this the D Mint Mark I. A variation so subtle that even seasoned collectors can miss it. And the errors? Oh, they exist. From doubled dies to repunched mint marks. These imperfections are not flaws. They're golden signatures that scream rarity. The rarer the error, the more valuable the coin. And we're not talking about a few $100s. These are coins that, in pristine condition, have sold for $100,000, $300,000, even approaching $800,000 at auction. Now, you might be thinking, surely these coins are all damaged or worn. Not at all. The value skyrockets when the coin is in top condition. Experts grade coins on scales from circulated to perfect mint state, and each level carries a dramatic difference in value. A circulated coin might fetch a few $100s, but a flawless, high-grade 1981 D Mint Mark I, that's where the six-figure numbers start to appear. And here's the part that shocks collectors. The market demand is exploding. Modern rare coin collectors are hungry for these dimes. They are chasing scarcity, investing for the future, and willing to pay astronomical prices for coins in the best condition. Some rare examples have become investment assets, passed down through generations, their value climbing year after year. But let me stop you right here, because the real mystery is in spotting them. Many people own these coins and don't realize it. You see, identifying a 1981 D Mint Mark I requires more than casual observation. Look for the placement and shape of the D, the strike of the die, and any unusual doubling or errors. And remember, the tiniest imperfection could mean the difference between a dime worth $10 and one worth $100,000. So here's the question. What's hiding in your drawer? Have you checked recently? What you're about to discover could make you look at your pocket change in a completely new way. ACT3. The payoff, urgency, and encouragement. Imagine walking into your local bank or coin shop with a bag of ordinary dimes and finding out one of them is your golden ticket. Tom discovered his fortune, but many never do. The opportunity is real but fleeting. Every day, coins like these are spent, lost, or buried in collections that never see the light of day. Now you have a choice. Ignore this information and risk missing out, or take action. Sort through your old coins. Inspect every dime. Check the mint marks. Look for errors. Even the smallest detail could mean the difference between a few cents and a life-altering sum. And here's the truth. This is about more than money. It's about security for your family, freedom from financial stress, and the chance to finally live life on your terms. A 1981 D Mint Mark I dime is not just a coin. It's a symbol of possibility, a reminder that fortune often hides in the most ordinary places. So, before you spend your coins at a vending machine, before you toss them into the change jar, remember this story. Remember Tom. Take a moment. Look closely. You might be holding the key to your financial future. And if you want to explore more hidden treasures, more rare coins that could transform your life, stay tuned. Every coin has a story. Every coin holds potential. And every moment you wait could be a fortune slipping through your fingers. Check your coins. Investigate. Discover. Because the next 1981 D Mint Mark I could be in your pocket right now. And the time to act is today. Meet Susan, an ordinary grandmother from Ohio. One afternoon, while cleaning out a dusty jar of old coins, she spotted a dime that looked perfectly normal, or so she thought. Most people wouldn't even glance twice. But something about the tiny P mint mark caught her eye. She took it to a local coin shop, expecting maybe a few dollars. Instead, her life changed in a single moment. The coin she held was a 1988 P Mint Mark dime, an extremely rare error coin, and at that moment, Susan realized she had just uncovered a potential fortune. And the best part? This could be happening to you right now, with coins sitting unnoticed in your drawers, your pockets, even under your couch cushions. But let's step back for a moment. What makes the 1988 P Mint Mark dime so special? On the surface, it looks like any dime from the late 1980s. But what most people don't know is that a small minting error, a subtle misplacement of the mint mark, and exceptional preservation can catapult its value into the tens, hundreds, even hundreds of thousands of dollars. Collectors around the world are on a relentless hunt for these elusive coins, and the market is hotter than ever. In fact, the current top market value has soared to a staggering $791,000 for a perfect example. Yes, that's nearly $800,000 for a coin smaller than your fingernail. Here's where it gets even more interesting. Not every 1988 dime is worth a fortune. Many circulate for just 10 cents. But when you know what to look for, the difference is monumental. Condition is everything. Grading services like PCGS and NGC evaluate coins on precision, strike, and luster. A coin that is near perfect, with no scratches or wear, could be worth tens of thousands, while a slightly worn example might still fetch a few thousand. And the mint mark itself? That tiny letter can be the difference between ordinary and extraordinary. So how can you identify one of these rare coins? First, check the mint mark. The P for Philadelphia is subtle, and errors often involve doubling, misplacement, or even missing details. Next, look at the strike. Does the coin appear sharper or more pronounced than other dimes from the same year? Third, condition is key. Coins that have never circulated, still holding their original luster, are the ones that collectors fight over. And here's the part that shocks most coin enthusiasts. Even small imperfections in regular coins can hide potential errors that are extremely valuable. Some coins initially dismissed by owners have sold for hundreds of thousands of dollars when submitted to grading services. Imagine for a moment holding a coin worth more than your car, more than a year's mortgage, more than most people earn in a lifetime. And now imagine discovering it in a jar you've had for decades. That's the reality for lucky collectors who have stumbled upon the 1988 P Mint Mark dime. It's the kind of discovery that changes lives, and it could be waiting for you in your own home. But here's the twist: the window of opportunity is closing. Every year, coins are spent, lost, or buried in piles of change. The rarer the coin, the fewer examples remain in circulation. And because collectors and investors are actively hunting, prices keep climbing. What was worth $5,000 a decade ago can now approach $500,000 or more if it's a top-grade specimen. That's the reality of the market today, and it's only getting hotter. So what should you do right now? First, check every dime, every coin jar, every piggy bank. Look for that tiny P mint mark. Inspect your coins under a bright light. And if something seems unusual, don't toss it. Take it to a reputable coin dealer or consider submitting it to a professional grading service. This is one of those rare opportunities where diligence could literally pay off in life-changing ways. Some might say, it's just a coin. How much can it really matter? But here's the truth. In the world of coin collecting, knowledge is wealth and rarity is power. One overlooked coin could be your ticket to financial security, freedom, and peace of mind. Others have found themselves holding dimes worth enough to retire early, pay for children's education, or fund dreams they never imagined possible. And it all started with curiosity and a simple act of checking the coins you already own. Let me leave you with this thought. Every coin tells a story, but the 1988 P Mint Mark dime has a story that could become your story. The question is, Will you let it pass? Or will you take a few minutes today to uncover your hidden treasures? Remember, fortune favors the vigilant. Every jar, drawer, and loose change pile could hold the next Susan moment, the moment that changes everything. Before we part, imagine a life where a single unexpected discovery secures your family's future. A life where financial worries melt away because you took the time to check what you already owned. That life isn't a fantasy. It's exactly what countless collectors have experienced, and it could be yours. But the clock is ticking, coins are circulating, and the next 1988 P Mint Mark dime might already be in someone else's hand. So take action. Look through your coins. Investigate those dimes. And if you uncover something extraordinary, hold on to it. You might just be holding a piece of history and a ticket to wealth that could change your life forever. And if you thought the story was fascinating, wait until you discover the next rare coin that's quietly skyrocketing in value. Don't wait, your fortune could literally be in your pocket. That's exactly what happened to one ordinary American just like you. A retired schoolteacher, checking her change after buying coffee, stumbled upon a 2005 D Mint Mark I dime coin. She had no idea at the time that she was about to uncover a hidden fortune worth hundreds of thousands of dollars. And today, some of these rare coins are valued at an astonishing $784,000. Yes, you heard that right, $784,000 for a dime. But what makes this coin so rare, and why should you be checking your own collection right now? That's what we're about to explore. Here's the mystery. The 2005 D Mint Mark dime doesn't look like much at first glance. It's small, silver-colored, easily overlooked. Yet, beneath its unassuming surface lies a story that has collectors and investors absolutely captivated. Most dimes you see in circulation are worth exactly 10 cents. But this one dime has a secret. Certain errors and minting variations have transformed it into a treasure. The D-Mint mark itself, indicating it was minted in Denver, appears normal, but subtle differences in strike, doubling, and planchet anomalies create coins that are nearly impossible to find. And when these errors are verified by professional grading services, the value skyrockets. But let's take a step back. What exactly makes the 2005 D dime so collectible? First, there's the rarity. Unlike mass-produced coins, a very small number of these dimes exhibit what collectors call a high-grade mint error, flaws that occurred during production. Think of it like a misprinted $100 bill. Most people ignore it, but those in the know understand its massive value. Some dimes were struck with doubled mint marks, weak strikes, or even misaligned dies. The condition of the coin matters immensely. A dime in circulated condition might fetch a few dollars, but a pristine, high-grade 2005 D dime with one of these errors? That's when we're talking hundreds of thousands. Now, here's where it gets even more interesting. The retired teacher I mentioned didn't recognize her coin at first. She had a drawer full of old coins collected over years. Pennies, nickels, dimes, quarters. One ordinary Saturday, she decided to sort through them. That's when her eyes caught a glint, a tiny anomaly in a 2005 dime. She didn't panic. She didn't scream. She simply took a closer look, and that moment of discovery changed her life forever. Once authenticated and graded, the coin's value reached an eye-watering $784,000. That's enough to pay off a mortgage, secure retirement, and provide for generations. So, how can you tell if you might be holding one of these life-changing dimes? Start with the basics, the mint mark. A D on the 2005 dime means it came from Denver. Next, inspect the strike. Look for doubling, raised surfaces, or misaligned features. The coin's condition is crucial. Collectors use grading systems from MS60 to MS70, with each point increasing value exponentially. And here's the kicker. Even subtle errors can multiply a coin's value tenfold, sometimes more. The market is fierce, but understanding what to look for gives you an edge. But there's a twist. What most people don't know is that even among errors, some coins are more sought after than others. Coins with extreme minting anomalies, perfect strike, and flawless surfaces can fetch astronomical sums. These aren't just coins. They're financial lifelines, wealth-building tools, and security for your family's future. Imagine holding something so small that it fits in your pocket, yet capable of changing your financial trajectory completely. That's not a dream. It's reality for those who pay attention. And here's the part that shocks collectors. Many of these coins are hiding in plain sight. People spend hundreds of dollars on estate sales, coin shows, or online auctions, unaware that they could already own a rare 2005 dime. That's why urgency is crucial. Check your coins before you spend them by mistake. This isn't just about money, it's about opportunity, freedom, and the ability to live life on your terms. Now, let's talk numbers. Circulated 2005 dimes with minor anomalies can fetch between $50 and $500. Mid-grade coins with noticeable errors might go for $1,000 to $20,000. And the true rarities? High-grade dimes with extreme mint errors can hit hundreds of thousands, with the current top market value around $784,000. Yes, a single dime, smaller than your fingernail, can be worth more than most people's life savings. And while it sounds unbelievable, history shows this happens all the time in numismatics. Before we wrap up, consider this. Every coin in your collection is a potential treasure. That pile of dimes in your drawer, the loose change under your couch, even the forgotten coins in your wallet, they all could hide the next life-altering discovery. The key is awareness and action. Don't wait for a garage sale or a lucky break. Examine every coin, learn the signs of mint errors, and trust your instincts. This could be the difference between financial struggle and true security. So what should you do next? Start by checking your old change today. Don't put it off. Rare coins like the 2005 dime don't stay hidden forever. One moment it's a simple dime, the next it's a fortune waiting to be claimed. Remember, fortune favors the prepared, the curious, and the persistent. And if you find one, it could be more than just money. It could be the ticket to the lifestyle you've always dreamed of: security, freedom, and abundance. And if this story inspired you, imagine what other treasures are out there, waiting in drawers, wallets, and coin collections across America. Every coin has a story, and every story could change your life. So, don't just sit back. Start exploring. Who knows? The next 2005 dime could be sitting quietly in your pocket, just waiting for you to notice. The opportunity won't last forever. Time is ticking, and the rarest coins are slipping quietly from circulation. Check your coins, learn the signs, and claim the hidden fortune that might be sitting right under your nose. Have you ever held a coin in your hand and wondered if it could change your life forever? Imagine this: a simple nickel, something you've probably spent without a second thought, quietly hiding a fortune right in your pocket. Today, we're talking about one of the most fascinating and potentially life-changing coins in American history, the 1981 D Mint Mark Jefferson nickel. Some of these rare examples have sold for hundreds of thousands of dollars. The top market value? Around $817,000. Yes, you heard that right, over $800,000 for a coin most people toss in a jar or spend at the grocery store. But here's the kicker: what if I told you that one of these could be sitting in your change right now, unnoticed, waiting to secure your family's financial future? Stay with me, because what you're about to hear could completely change the way you look at your spare change. Let me tell you a story. A man, let's call him Mike, was at a local diner, sipping his morning coffee. He reached into his pocket to pay the bill and noticed a shiny nickel that didn't look quite right. Most people would have ignored it, but something inside him paused. He brought it home, carefully examined it, and after some research, he realized he held a 1981 D Mint Mark Jefferson nickel, one of the rarest variants ever produced. What happened next changed his life. Within months, he connected with a collector, authenticated the coin, and sold it for over $50,000. One coin, one moment of discovery. And this is where it gets even more interesting. The 1981 D Jefferson nickel isn't just rare because of its date. What makes it extraordinary are the subtle, almost imperceptible details. The mint mark placement, the die strikes, and the occasional errors that sneak past the U.S. Mint's inspection. These imperfections, which many dismiss as flaws, are exactly what make collectors pay incredible amounts of money. But most people never notice them. What most people don't know is how to identify one of these high-value nickels. Look closely at the D Mint mark. On rare examples, it can appear doubled or slightly misplaced. Check the strike. Some coins show exceptionally sharp details, while others might be weakly struck, which can actually increase rarity. Condition is everything. A coin in pristine, uncirculated condition graded by professional services can reach life-changing values, while a worn, circulated nickel might still be worth tens of dollars, but nowhere near the big numbers. Here's the part that shocks collectors. Even minor errors can elevate a coin from a few dollars to hundreds of thousands. A single misalignment or doubling can turn a common nickel into a treasure. Some examples of the 1981 D. Jefferson nickel have sold privately and at auction for prices approaching $817,000. Think about that for a moment. One small coin, smaller than your thumb, capable of transforming your financial life. But let's break it down realistically. Circulated examples? You might see anywhere from $5 to $50. High-end, professionally graded, error-free specimens? Tens of thousands. The truly rare error coins? That's where the astronomical figures come in. And here's a question. How many of these coins do you think are sitting in drawers, piggy banks, or forgotten jars across America, just waiting for the right eye to notice them? The answer is more than you'd imagine. Now, before you think this is just a fantasy, consider this. The 1981 D. Jefferson nickel is a part of American history, minted during a time when coin production had both high quality and unique quirks. Collectors are not just buying metal, they are buying history, legacy, and the potential for financial freedom. Owning one of these coins can feel like holding a tiny key to a life of security and opportunity. Here's a bold question. Have you checked your coins lately? Really checked them under good light with a magnifying lens? Because every moment you wait, someone else could be discovering the same fortune that could have been yours. And remember, these coins don't come back into circulation once they're recognized for their true value. Time is not your friend in this game. But wait, there's more to the mystery. Some collectors have noticed patterns. Certain errors occur more frequently in specific mints. Certain scratches or doubling marks can actually indicate an extreme rarity. The deeper you dig, the more thrilling it becomes. Every coin has a story, and the 1981 D. Jefferson nickel tells one that could include you. Imagine explaining to your grandchildren that this very coin helped secure their education, their first home, or even a family business. That's not just wealth, it's legacy. And this is where the urgency hits. If you have a stash of coins, if you've ever collected Jefferson nickels, or even casually saved your loose change, there's a chance you're holding a fortune without realizing it. Don't wait until it's too late, because the opportunity won't last forever. The market for rare coins is growing, collectors are hunting, and every unexamined coin in your jar could be a missed life-changing opportunity. So here's what I want you to do. Check your coins. Look for the mint mark. Inspect the strike. Note any anomalies. And if something looks unusual, get it professionally graded. Your old nickel, tossed aside for decades, could be your ticket to financial freedom. This isn't just about money. It's about empowerment, security, and the possibility of finally taking control of your financial destiny. And remember Mike, our diner hero? His fortune started with a single pause, a single curious glance at a coin. That could be you. One moment of discovery can change everything, but only if you act now. Your spare change could be the key to a life you've always dreamed of: wealth, security, and freedom. Before we wrap up, let me leave you with this thought. Every coin has a story, and some stories end in fortunes that most people only dream of. Don't let yours slip away. Check your jars, drawers, and old collections. The 1981 D. Jefferson nickel is more than metal. Its potential, history, and the possibility to change your life forever. And if you enjoyed this journey into the world of rare coins, there's a whole treasure trove of stories just waiting for you to discover. Keep searching, keep learning, and most importantly, keep believing that your next coin could be the one that changes everything. One afternoon, while sorting through a dusty coin collection inherited from his grandfather, he came across a 1986 Jefferson nickel. Something about the D mint mark caught his eye. Curious, he took it to a local coin dealer, fully expecting it to be worth a few cents, maybe $1. But then the dealer's eyes went wide. "This," he whispered, "is not just any nickel. This is a rare, high-grade error coin." In that moment, Robert's life changed forever. So what makes the 1986 D. Jefferson nickel so extraordinary? At first glance, it might seem like any other nickel, but the devil, as they say, is in the details. First, the mint mark. The D indicates it was minted in Denver, but not every Denver nickel from 1986 is valuable. What collectors are hunting for are specific strike varieties and errors, small, often overlooked imperfections that, when paired with exceptional condition, catapult a coin from mere currency to coveted treasure. Some nickels have doubling, some have die cracks, and a few even display an almost mystical quality that makes them nearly flawless. These are the coins that top auction charts. And here's where it gets even more interesting. The rarity of these nickels isn't just in their minting errors. It's in their survival. Over decades, most circulated coins pick up scratches, dents, and tarnish. The ones that survive in pristine condition, they are incredibly scarce. This scarcity is why collectors are willing to pay extraordinary sums. Imagine a coin that could sell for a modest $50 in circulated condition, but, if graded in perfect mint state, could soar to 6 figures or more. In fact, the highest recorded market value for a 1986 D. Jefferson nickel has reached an astonishing $813,000. Pause for a moment and let that sink in. A single nickel, a coin you might casually toss into a jar or pocket, could be worth nearly $1 million. But how do you know if your nickel is one of these rare gems? First, examine the mint mark. The D must be clear and precise. Next, look for signs of striking errors, doubling, die cracks, or unusual wear patterns. Then consider condition. Coins are graded on a scale from circulated to gem mint state, and each grade can exponentially increase the value. A coin in uncirculated condition, with pristine luster and sharp details, could be the difference between a $5 find and a 6-figure treasure. And here's the part that shocks collectors. Sometimes, the most valuable coins look deceptively ordinary at first glance. That's why every coin you own deserves a careful, thorough inspection. Now, let's talk about the market. Collectors are driven by passion, history, and the thrill of discovery. Some spend years hunting for that one coin that completes a set or that could represent the pinnacle of their collection. And they pay handsomely for it. The range of values for the 1986 D Jefferson nickel is vast. Circulated coins might fetch $50 to $100. Near-perfect uncirculated coins can range from $1,000 to $50,000. And the ultra-rare error varieties? That's where the numbers get jaw-dropping. With meticulous grading and verification, some examples have reached the top of the market, touching the $800,000 mark. This is more than just collecting. This is wealth preservation in tangible form. But here's a bold question. How many of these incredible nickels are still hiding in drawers, old jars, or forgotten coin rolls across America? Millions of Americans own coins they believe are worthless. What most people don't realize is that their everyday pocket change could be a ticket to freedom. A coin that could pay off debts, fund a dream retirement, or provide security for generations. That's why there's urgency here. Before you spend those coins by mistake, check them. Look for the mint mark, inspect for errors, and consider having them graded professionally. The opportunity to discover one of these rare nickels won't last forever. Imagine the excitement, the suspense, the sheer thrill of realizing that the change in your hand isn't just change. It's a potential fortune. For people like Robert, this wasn't just about money, it was about possibility. It was about freedom, about creating opportunities that once seemed unreachable. It's about knowing that a small, overlooked coin could alter the trajectory of your life. So, what's the takeaway? First, check your coins. Every jar, every roll, every drawer could hide a treasure beyond your imagination. Second, educate yourself about mint marks, errors, and coin grading. Knowledge is power, and in the world of rare coins, it can literally pay off. Third, don't underestimate the unexpected. The 1986 D Jefferson nickel is proof that fortune often hides in plain sight, waiting for someone perceptive and patient enough to recognize its value. And before we wrap up, consider this: the thrill of discovery, the promise of wealth, the security for your family. These aren't just dreams. They're tangible, achievable, sometimes resting right under your fingertips. Every coin you check is a potential doorway to financial freedom. Could that ordinary nickel you see today be worth hundreds of thousands tomorrow? It's not just a possibility. It's history proving it can happen. If you've ever felt the spark of curiosity, the tingle of anticipation, the longing for financial security, now is the time to act. Don't leave your fortune to chance. Check your coins. Study them. Protect them. Because hidden in the everyday lies the extraordinary, and the next life-changing discovery could be sitting in your pocket, your jar, or your old coin collection, waiting for you to see it for what it really is. So, the question is simple. When was the last time you looked at your coins with the eyes of a collector, a dreamer, a potential millionaire? It's time. The 1986 D Jefferson nickel is more than just metal. It's a symbol of opportunity, a chance at freedom, and a reminder that sometimes the smallest things hold the greatest power. Start checking today. You never know. Your fortune might just be hiding in plain sight. And if you're hungry for more stories of hidden treasures and coins that could change lives, stick around. The world of rare coins is full of secrets, mysteries, and fortunes waiting to be uncovered. Every coin has a story. Will you be the one to discover the next legend? Imagine reaching into your pocket and discovering a coin that could instantly change your life. Not a few bucks, not even a few thousand, but hundreds of thousands of dollars. Today, we're diving into one of the most intriguing secrets in American coin collecting, the 1988 P Mint Mark Jefferson nickel. Yes, a nickel, a coin you've probably overlooked until now. But what if I told you some of these coins are currently valued at a staggering $809,000? You're about to discover the story of an ordinary collector who stumbled upon a nickel that transformed everything. A man named Robert was cleaning out his attic one lazy Sunday when he found an old coin jar his father had kept since the 1980s. Most of it was loose change, pennies, dimes, the usual stuff, until he spotted a nickel that looked just a little different. The moment he held it, something inside him stirred. This wasn't just a coin. It was a key to a fortune that would secure his family's future. But here's where it gets even more interesting. The 1988 P Mint Mark Jefferson nickel is no ordinary coin. On the surface, it looks like every other Jefferson nickel minted that year. But the truth is hidden in the details. The Mint Mark P tells a story of a limited production run. And when combined with specific errors, it becomes one of the rarest nickels in modern U.S. history. Some collectors call it the holy grail of contemporary nickels, and once you see why, you'll understand why the market is exploding with demand. What most people don't know is that the coin's value skyrockets depending on condition. A circulated coin might be worth just a few dollars, maybe even $10. But a pristine, high-grade example, especially one with verified mint errors, can reach astronomical heights. And I'm talking about verified market records here, up to $809,000. That's not a typo. Hundreds of thousands for a single nickel. So what makes this nickel so valuable? First, it's the rarity. The 1988 P Mint run was limited, but the magic happens in the mistakes. Some coins have double dies, off-center strikes, or unusual planchet anomalies. Others have die cracks so distinctive that only a few examples are known to exist. And here's the kicker. When a coin is graded at the top levels, MS-68 or even MS-69, it becomes an absolute magnet for serious collectors and investors. The combination of scarcity, perfect condition, and provenance is what drives the value into 6 and even 7 figures. Let's pause for a second. Imagine walking into your kitchen and discovering this in your jar of change. What would you do? Most people would overlook it, toss it in a drawer, or spend it on groceries. But for those who spot it and act, this coin is a literal ticket to freedom. Freedom from financial stress, freedom to secure your family's future, freedom to make choices you've always dreamed about. And here's where the mystery deepens. Not every 1988 P. Jefferson nickel is created equal. Experts urge collectors to check the mint mark closely. The P should be crisp, clear, and perfectly positioned. Errors to watch for include double dies on the obverse, faint but detectable die cracks, and unusually heavy strikes that give the nickel an almost three-dimensional relief. Each of these subtle traits can make a world of difference in the collector's market. But here's the part that shocks collectors. Some of the rarest nickels were barely noticed when they were minted. They slipped quietly into circulation, passed from pocket to pocket, grocery to gas station, completely unnoticed. And that's why so many people have potentially life-changing coins sitting right under their noses. You could literally be holding a nickel worth hundreds of thousands without knowing it. Let's talk numbers, because this is where things get really exciting. A circulated 1988 p nickel might be valued at $5 to $15. A near-mint, perfectly struck example? Maybe $2,000 to $5,000. But the rarest error coins? That's where the top-tier valuations hit. $100,000, $500,000, even the record $809,000 we mentioned earlier. And here's the motivational twist. These coins aren't just valuable. They're liquid assets. They can be sold to serious collectors or investors at auction, often faster than other traditional investments. Now, let's consider the emotional side of this. Owning a coin like this isn't just about money. It's about security, legacy, and freedom. Think about your family, your kids, your grandkids. Imagine handing down a coin that could pay for college, a mortgage, or even a life-changing dream. This is why serious collectors call the 1988 p Jefferson nickel a legacy coin. Here's a humorous thought. Most people spend nickels on chewing gum or parking meters, completely oblivious that 1 in 1,000 could be their ticket to financial freedom. But that's the reality. Opportunity is everywhere, sometimes literally in your pocket. Before we wrap up, here's your call to action. Don't wait. Don't assume your coins are worthless. Go through your change jars, drawers, and old collections. Inspect every nickel. Look for that P mint mark. Check for unusual strikes, double dies, or die cracks. And remember, a single coin could change your life forever. And if you think this opportunity will last forever, think again. Coins like the 1988 p Jefferson nickel are disappearing from circulation, vanishing into private collections, and climbing in value every year. Time is not on your side. Every day you wait could be a day someone else finds the nickel that should have been yours. So, take a moment today. Check that old coin jar. Examine every nickel, because somewhere in that mix might be a coin worth more than your car, more than your mortgage, more than you ever imagined. The 1988 p Jefferson nickel isn't just a coin. It's a doorway to wealth, freedom, and security. And who knows? Your discovery could be the next legendary story collectors tell for generations. If you want more stories about rare coins, jaw-dropping discoveries, and tips to identify life-changing finds, stay tuned. Your fortune might be waiting in the coins you already own. But remember, the window of opportunity is closing, and you never know when the next $809,000 nickel will slip through your fingers. Don't let that happen. Check your coins. Protect your future. Claim your freedom. John didn't realize it at the time, but he was holding a coin that would eventually sell for over $50,000 at auction. That moment, the instant he recognized the anomaly, changed everything for him. He went from a casual collector to someone whose hobby could actually secure his family's financial future. Now, you might be thinking, what makes this nickel so special? Why is a coin from 2006 suddenly causing such a stir in the collecting world? Here's where it gets even more interesting. The key lies in several factors: the mint mark, the strike, and the rare errors that slipped through quality control at the Philadelphia Mint. Most 2006 nickels are ordinary, circulating pieces worth just 5 cents, maybe a few dollars in uncirculated condition. But a small number carry distinct characteristics: tiny variations in the P mint mark, doubled dies, or striking errors that make them extremely desirable to serious collectors. And let me tell you, rarity isn't just about age, it's about uniqueness. A coin with an unusual strike or an unexpected anomaly can instantly become a goldmine. But here's the part that shocks collectors. Some of these nickels, graded at the highest levels by professional coin grading services, have reached astronomical sums. We're not talking about a few $1,000s. The current top market value for the rarest 2006 P Mint Mark Jefferson nickel sits at $804,000. Think about that for a moment. A coin you might have found in your couch cushions could be worth nearly $1 million. It's enough to make anyone stop, pause, and start checking every jar, drawer, and piggy bank they own. Now let's break down how to spot one of these treasures. First, the mint mark. On a genuine rare 2006 P nickel, the P is often slightly misaligned or shows evidence of a doubled strike. Next, the strike itself. Look for unusually sharp details on Jefferson's profile and Monticello on the reverse. Then, consider the condition. Coins graded MS-67 or higher, meaning they are in superb mint state with minimal blemishes, command the highest prices. And here's an insider tip. Even circulated examples can carry small errors that dramatically increase their value, sometimes from a few dollars to thousands SO. What does this mean for you? It means the possibility of finding a fortune in your pocket is real. It means the jar of coins on your kitchen counter or that old box of change in the attic could hold life-changing money. But here's the warning. The window of opportunity won't stay open forever. Once collectors discover a coin like this, prices soar, and coins disappear into private collections, never to circulate again. And yes, it's not just about money. There's a deeper thrill here, the excitement of discovery, the chance to be part of a centuries-old tradition of coin collecting, and the freedom that comes from knowing you've uncovered something truly rare. Owning a high-value coin can secure your family's future, provide financial freedom, and give you a sense of security most people only dream about. But don't just take my word for it. Consider this: hundreds of thousands of coins are minted every year, yet only a handful of collectors ever find these rare anomalies. The odds are small, yes, but history proves they can be beaten. John found his fortune by simply taking a closer look. That's all it takes. A little curiosity, a careful eye, and a willingness to believe that the ordinary might hide the extraordinary. Before we continue, here's a question for you. Have you ever thought twice about that nickel you just dropped into the parking meter? Could it be more than just a piece of metal? Could it be a ticket to financial security, a hidden treasure waiting for the right moment to reveal its worth? Keep that thought in mind as we move forward. Let's talk numbers. Circulated 2006 nickels without errors typically range from 5 cents to maybe $1 in value. Uncirculated coins graded MS-60 to MS-65 can fetch anywhere from $5 to $500. But when you enter the world of rare mint mark anomalies, double dies, or exceptional strikes, prices skyrocket. $10,000, $50,000, and yes, even into the hundreds of thousands. The highest verified sale to date? $804,000. A sum that can change a life overnight. And this is where the story gets even more fascinating. These nickels are more than money. They are symbols of opportunity. They remind us that fortune often favors the observant, the patient, and those who dare to look closer at the world around them. One nickel might be a collector's dream, another might secure a child's education, or finally pay off a mortgage. The potential is limitless. Now, here's my advice, and it's urgent. Check your coins. Right now, before you spend them unknowingly, examine your nickels carefully. Look for any irregularities in the mint mark, unusual strikes, or differences in Jefferson's profile. Use magnification if you have it. Compare your finds to verified images online or in reference guides. Every coin could hold a story and potentially a fortune. But remember, this isn't just about greed. It's about awareness, preparation, and seizing opportunities. This coin could protect your family's future, give you financial freedom, or open doors you never thought possible. And even if you don't find a rare 2006 nickel, every coin you check brings you closer to understanding the value hidden in your hands, the history in your pocket, and the possibilities in your grasp. So the next time you hold a coin, pause. Look closer. Ask yourself, is this ordinary, or could it be extraordinary? Because in the world of rare coins, the line between the two is razor thin, and one careful glance can turn your life around. Before we end, imagine the thrill of discovering a nickel worth tens of thousands, maybe even hundreds of thousands. That excitement, that disbelief, that life-changing moment. It could be yours. Don't wait. Check your coins today. Explore, discover, and who knows? Your fortune might just be hiding in plain sight. And if you want to see more stories of hidden treasures, rare coins, and fortunes waiting to be found, make sure to keep exploring. The opportunities are out there, but they won't last forever. Every coin tells a story, and maybe, just maybe, one of those stories is yours.